Hello and good morning. This is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami. Thank you for joining me if you're joining me live. And if you're watching this replay, thank you also for watching the replay. Make sure to give me hearts, comments, whatever strikes your fancy today. I am actually in front of the restaurant where I will be presenting my resolution solutions this morning for the Inspired Networking chapter. And I'm super excited because I'm in my home state of Wisconsin. I had to cross the river from Minnesota to get here for this networking group today. And I wanted to share a very quick message with you before I go and present my next presentation on resolution solutions. So, first of all, I'd like to say how beautiful is it outside with the sun. My goodness, it's just gorgeous out here, and I'm so thankful that the weather was not crappy and sloppy like it was yesterday. I hope you started your day well as well. Thanks, Nikki, for joining. Good to see you here on the live. We're talking about what lights you up because we're in the beginning of the year. We're in January. Some of us are still fresh with our New Year's resolutions or still coming up with our New Year's resolutions. And I would ask you, anyone who's joining, to take a step back instead of doing a resolution and jumping right into your goals, which I tend to do as well. I jump into, what am I going to do? What's my takeaway? What's my action step? What's this? I tend to do that as well. But I'd like to encourage everyone who's watching, Nikki too, to take a step back. And as we're starting January and recuperating from our busy holiday season, I would like you to take a moment to think about what truly lights you up. And when I say lights you up, I mean you're passionate about it. When you get up in the morning, it's what you think of before you go to bed at night. It's what you're thinking of. What is that? I feel that a lot of women, especially moms, tend to feel like they will move heaven and earth to encourage, to provide, to support those in their life that they love with things that their loved ones are passionate about. But when it comes to their own passion, it's almost like there's a block, right? Like it's really hard to connect to what your own passions are. And I work with a lot of moms and a lot of women in their midlife who are like, well, I don't really know. I used to enjoy certain things. Like I used to enjoy ice skating. I don't know, I'm just coming up with random stuff here, but they had things that they loved to do when they were in high school, when they were in college. I connected with someone recently who's like, I was a swimmer in college and that was awesome. I don't really do it anymore. I mean, there are a lot of things that we drop when we're in different stages and ages of our life, and that's perfectly okay. But if you don't find a new passion to replace it with, you might feel kind of lost, right? You might feel like a little bit less of who you are inside. I bring this up because it really, when it comes to setting the intention and the tone for your entire year, it's not about what you're going to do, because at the end of the day, who cares whether you checked everything off your to-do list? Do you really care whether your list is complete or not? And if you do, more power to you. It's going to be a challenging thing because we can't always check things off our list. But at the end of the day, if you could say, I smiled genuinely with my eyes, with my heart, with my mouth, I had a beautiful, wonderful smile because I was passionate about, fill in the blank, whatever it is that you're passionate about. So I encourage you to take a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be a long thing. Bust out a journal, put a phone recorder on your voice and record yourself talking through this process of what lights you up. And I'd like to share a little bit about what lights me up so you can kind of get your juices flowing here. I am super passionate about speaking, and I'm very fortunate to be doing more of it these days and to be paid for my speaking, which is a very big goal for me, is to get more paid speaking opportunities this year. But I'm passionate about speaking. I have been speaking for several years and not always paid, not always large audiences, not always the right audience for my message, but I'm passionate about it because I seriously believe that there's nothing worth learning if it's not something that you can take and apply to someone or share with someone or improve someone else's life. And that's why I'm so big in self development, personal development, and sharing my story of losing weight, because I don't really care. It doesn't really matter that I lost weight. Who does that impact at the end of the day? No one, if I don't tell anyone about it. But I've had so many people who approached me after I spoke and said, you really touched me, and I think I'm going to do something about it now. So when it comes to something in your own life that you are completely passionate about, that you are excited about, that you would drive all over the darn place in really bad weather to do, I want you to write that down. I want you to put that front and center. If you come up with a one word for your year, make that your theme for this year and do more of it. And if you don't know how to do more of it, find ways to do more of it. If your passion happens to touch on health, on eating healthier, on getting fit, on feeling comfortable in your own skin, I would love to talk to you, because that's another thing that I'm passionate about. I don't just speak for the sake of speaking or to inspire others. I also want them to have action steps to take away and to implement in their own lives. So if that connects with you and that's something you'd like to do, I'd love to hop on a phone and have a conversation with you. I'm not a salesperson, or at least I'm not a very good one. So you don't have to worry about me pushing something on you that you're not ready to accept. I'm a very sensitive and very good listening coach, so I won't push you into anything. But I do want you to put those words out there and put those intentions out there. And sometimes that happens best over a phone call. So I encourage you, once you find your passion, once you find what really lights you up, seek assistance for it if you really don't know where to start, because assistance is available to you. And the more focus you put on what you're passionate about, the more this assistance will just come out of the woodwork. It's like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I would love to be your teacher. Even if I'm not your teacher, I want you to realize what you want to be a student of this year, because you're going to have the most abundant and prosperous year ever. By the way, that's my word for 2017, prosperity. I share my prosperity with you, and I'll continue to do so through these Facebook Lives. Thank you for joining me live. Comment on here if you want to connect with me for that phone call, if you are also passionate about health the way I am, or that would be a future goal of yours. And also, if you know any organizations or companies that would love to bring me in to speak, I have some wonderful programs. I'd be happy to share that information with you. So please connect with me, and otherwise have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy the sunlight and find what lights you up. You will never be in shadows again if you find what lights you up. Thank you for joining me. Talk soon.